All right, Jared, why don't you give us that first question?
The first question we typically get is, what tires should I run on fill in the blank?
We never said what kind of FAQ this was. What's going on? I'm Scott from Koenig, and we're gonna get right into it. An FAQ. We get a lot of questions from people all the time, and we bring you these FAQs just to try to answer them on a video where it will stay on the internet and live forever. And now, to help me bring in the hard-hitting questions that you brought in there from the good old interweb, Jared! I was just kidding. All right, so this one is all questions that we get about tires as they pertain to our wheels, even though we only make wheels. We're clear here, right?
First question.
Yep.
What tire should I run on?
What is this? The wheel?
The wheel.
So if you're asking us what size tire you should run on your car, one of the things that we'll suggest is that you always make sure that you have the correct overall rolling diameter, which means that if you're going to change diameter or width, that you're going to use a tire that when it comes out has the same circumference or the overall rolling diameter that the original tire on your car came with. And if you do that, it doesn't matter what size you change to as far as wheel, as long as it fits your car, you will always make sure that you have things like the correct speedometer, correct gear ratio, and things like the vehicle stability systems want to see. Now that references the overall diameter of the wheel, but when it comes down to width, go to the tire manufacturer's website that you're looking to purchase and make sure the tire that you're gonna choose has the appropriate rim width acceptance for whatever wheel you're putting on the car. A lot of wheels are gonna have different widths. Tires have a different accepted range, so you just need to make sure that whatever tire you're putting in the car, obviously, is gonna be okay on that width wheel.
Not every 255 is actually a 255.
Ooh, something to think about. Da-da-da.
All right, we get this question a lot. What pressure should I run for my tires?
Yeah, so this is completely dictated by the tire and the car. You wanna make sure that you have proper air pressure in a tire to make sure that the wheel has enough cushion. However, if you look at the placard on the side of your car, the door there, it will tell you what the tire pressure should be. And in addition to that, if you look on the actual sidewall of the tire, you'll see that it actually gives suggested pressure ranges.
And I mean, look, let's be real here. The less pressure you have, the more likely it is that you're gonna potentially damage the wheel, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, less protection. So make sure you have enough cushion for the pushing.
Okay.
All right, so moving on, let's get to question number 3. What do we got?
Question number 3, do I have to change my tires if I buy new wheels?
Yeah, this is a good question. You know, we get this actually quite a lot. In actuality, the answer is no. If you have tires that are in good shape that are on a similar sized wheel, there really is no problem with having them dismounted and swapped over to the new wheels. But the one thing you want to consider is the fact that, are you going to need those tires for, let's say, winter driving? Are you going to need to have a spare set of wheels? Are you going to want to have the ability to swap wheels for different conditions or to go on shows or different things? And you also should really consider the life and how much tire tread you have left. Because if you're really getting down there or you're halfway or close, you may want to just go ahead and get the new tires now and hold on to your OEs for later.
Keep in mind also, in terms of tire life specifically,
Yeah.
if you're going from a narrow wheel to a wider wheel or vice versa, you may be running camber. Just keep that stuff in mind in terms of the life of the tire.
Right, but don't run camber. Get your car adjusted correctly, have a proper fit, and then you will be...
Question number 4, or statement number 4, I want to go with a wider wheel, but I can't fit a wider tire.
Well, look, this one has more problems than it probably does have solutions. If you can't fit a wider tire, then you shouldn't be trying to fit a wider wheel. Now, I know some people are really gonna do the whole, they don't want to hear this thing, but the truth is this, is that means you're stretching the tire automatically. I would say if you are getting to the point where you can't fit any more tire, you probably shouldn't fit any more wheel. All right, what do we got, J-Rod?
J-Rod.
J-Rod.
Does the brand of the tire matter?
Listen, everybody should be able to pick what their own preference is. And there's a lot of great brands out there. There are a lot of not awesome brands out there. Whatever you choose is completely up to you. Where the manufacturer actually does make a difference is that different sizes in different manufacturers, they're not all created equal. And so you may have, let's say, a 255 35 18, and you go to a different brand, and either the tire is narrower or wider than it was. And then you put on another brand tire where the actual outer edge of the shoulder to shoulder measurement on the tire is wider. You're gonna rub, right?
Good old rub.
Just keep this in mind. Oh, most of this data is always published on the tire manufacturer's website. If you go right there, it will say actual OD, or actual outer diameter. All right, Jared, we have any more?
We got one more.
We got one more for today.
Does a smaller or larger diameter tire or wheel make you faster on the track?
You know, it's an interesting question, and Speed Academy, they did a thing where we basically gave them a hypergram in both 15 and 17 inch, and they actually put similar compound tires in the car, and they actually went out and they found that the smaller wheel on their application was faster. Now, I think it's really gonna depend on your application, your power level, what kind of racing you're doing. You know, do some homework before you pick a tire about which one's faster. And I don't think that there's going to be one winner in any way. And I think about some of the road racing stuff with like Chris Boersma and stuff like that, and they were running super fast with 19-inch, you know, ACR tires from like a Viper. So that's it. We answered some questions. We feel reasonably comfortable with the answers we gave you, which is always a good thing. We try to do these things. If you have any other questions for us, throw them down below. We'll be happy to answer them, and maybe we'll even feature you and your question in another video. That's it for this one.
Until next time.